This is my tribute to Eddie Van Halen, the greatest rock and roll guitar player ever to live, who sadly died yesterday, October the 6th, 2020. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. It's a sad day for me today because we've lost one of the world's greatest heavy metal hard rock guitar players, Eddie Van Halen. So I just wanted to come on today and just do a little tribute, what the guy means to me. Obviously, I've got my Van Halen t-shirt on. Those that have listened to the channel will know that the greatest beer that I ever will drink will be a Van Halen beer. It'll be a 90 plus in the Rockers Beer Review scale. So, Eddie Van Halen, for those who don't know him, he died yesterday, 65 years old. He'd been suffering with throat cancer and I think other complications to cancer, and the reason that he died. His actually birthday was the 26th of January. Amazingly, it's actually the same birthday as my son, born in 1955. Not my son, Eddie Van Halen. He's a real true legend, an icon in hard rock and heavy metal. I don't think there's a guitarist that has influenced so many people like Eddie Van Halen has. Certainly any guitarist that I know will always talk about Eddie Van Halen as a true icon, a true influence to them. And he really single-handedly, or should I say double-handedly, created two-hand tapping, or certainly made it his own, and was certainly part of his trademark, and no one else could really touch him. But it wasn't all about the two-hand tapping. He had a real unique sort of sense and style of his rhythm playing. He had great use of the whammy bar, and his tremolo picking, I think, was second to no one else in hard rock at all. So, apart from all that, he wrote great songs. He also played keyboards. One thing that people who might not know, but I'm sure there's a lot of people on the channel that do know, is he played the solo to Michael Jackson's Beat It. Listen to that. After you've watched this, go and listen to Beat It and the solo on that. It is absolutely tremendous. He actually did that solo in one take. And even though it was on the biggest selling album of all time, he never got paid a penny for it. So how did it all start for me, my love for Van Halen? Well, I've got to put that down to one of my friends, Adam. I know he's a viewer of the channel, so I want to say thanks to you, Adam, because Adam did a great mixtape for me back in the late 80s, which gave me a real sort of understanding of all the Van Halen songs. So as much as there was a lot of the sort of big songs like Jump and Panama and Dreams and Why Can't This Be Love, there was also a lot of those real deep cuts, songs like Sinner's Swing and Hang 'em High and Lost Control. The sort of songs that not many people know unless they're real big Van Halen fans. So that's how it started for me. Also, the video Live Without a Net, which was the video which was from the tour the first tour they did with Sammy Hagar singing. I mean, this is an amazing showcase of Eddie Van Halen's skills, and just Van Halen generally as a real sort of hard rock party sort of band. There's not a band for me that really sort of makes me think of America and rock and roll and the summer as Van Halen does, and Eddie Van Halen's guitar sound has got a lot to do with that. But I want to sort of showcase Eddie Van Halen himself, certainly as a guitar player. You just have to listen to the song Eruption. This came out in the late 70s. It was an instrumental cut on their debut album. And as debuts go, I don't think there's a band that have done better. The only other band I can think of that's done a debut as good as Van Halen 1 is probably maybe Guns N' Roses. But I still think that Van Halen 1 is an absolute superb album. And the song Eruption, it's an instrumental. It's 1 minute 42 seconds of absolute guitar magic. you just need to listen to that song. And every time I hear that song, it puts a smile on my face, because it is such an amazing snapshot of Eddie Van Halen's playing. All of his style is on that one song. And if there's ever a song that will be remembered more for Eddie Van Halen, it will be Eruption. So we've not heard any new music for a while. The last thing he did was the Different Kind of Truth, the album he did with David Lee Roth back in the band. A lot of songs that were that were lost songs that they redid for that album. But it wasn't I don't think it was up there with one of the best Van Halen albums. But that was the last time, and that was quite a long time ago. That was over 10 years ago that we heard that. Or I think it was 2012, something like that. So it was a long time. We haven't heard any new music for him. There was a rumour recently, over the last sort of year or so, that they were going to do a proper reunion, this time not with Sammy Hagar, but with David Roth and Michael Anthony, and Eddie Van Halen, and obviously his brother Alex Van Halen. But there was lots of also rumours about his health deteriorating, and David Lee Roth had also stated that he didn't expect there to be any more Van Halen, which is pretty sad. So what else can I tell you? Well, my experience, I saw Van Halen twice live, but probably not the best venues to really sort of capture him really up close and personal. So I saw them at Wembley Stadium supporting Bon Jovi, and I also saw them at Wembley Arena. Not the best venues. Anyone that goes to rock music gigs will know they're not the best venues to see those sort of bands, and you can't get up front and personal. So that's one regret. I would have liked to have seen them recently, where I could really sort of really see the master at work, as it were. So that's my tribute. I don't want to sort of go on too long, but I'm going to end this little tribute with a quote that was said by Gene Simmons this morning on Breakfast TV. And I'm just going to read it to you now. This is what Gene Simmons said. He said, "I urge you to grab your young people by the scruff of the neck. Tell them to put their phones down, stop texting, stop tweeting, and make them sit down and listen to Eddie Van Halen and experience greatness." I couldn't have said it better. So if you're out there and you've not heard Van Halen, and not heard Eddie Van Halen's playing, or it's been a while since you've heard it, then do yourself a favour and go and listen to the back catalogue. Start with Van Halen 1 and make your way through it, and you'll see that Eddie Van Halen is a guitar god. To Eddie Van Halen, rest in peace. Until the next video, keep on rocking.